Obviously, another mostly stellar defensive performance, but the breakdowns on the big plays. How hurtful was that when you go back and look at it and realize, one play here or there, and this would have been a different outcome?
Yeah, I hate it. Obviously, things we don't want to happen can't happen. We have to be better coaches, myself personally, to get it done. We ran into our own guy a few times. It hurts. I thought I could have probably done some stuff to put those guys in a better position on the play call. Yeah, those are the things that we have to cut out of our defense in order to play well, especially when you're playing well, and then 72 yards wide open can change the demeanor of the play caller and the players on the field, and we have to do a better job of, myself included, of rebounding from that and moving on. And I mean, at that point, still playing decent defense, and we need to continue to be able to do that down the stretch.
What did Hershey McLaurin give you in the last 6 quarters here, spelling Miles? He had a big pass breakup, a sack, a couple big plays on Saturday.
Yep, he's made a lot of big plays. He's made a lot of big plays, and he's done a lot of good for us, provided a spark for us when we needed it. There are still more plays out there on the field for him to make, and I think the more experience he gets, the more comfortable he gets playing with the guys around him and trusting himself and his abilities. You'll see more and more show up. There are a lot more out there for him to make. But he is also making big plays that are game-changing plays that help our defense. You don't necessarily think of the 4th down stop as a turnover, but in reality it is. So if you think about that, he had the 4th down stop, he had the fumble. He is providing a big spark for our defense. We need it to be every single play.
Mike, did you have any idea the Akron Zip, C.J. Nunnally, was going to be this good?
We have a coach who works with the linebackers as well that came from Akron. He thought very highly of him, and I think highly of that coach. So did I know he would be what he is right now? No. But I still think, as you see, he's grown as the season's gone on, and a lot of that is belief in himself. So I think there's still room for him to grow as well. But to answer your question, no, I didn't think he'd be our top pass rusher, but he is, and it's because of the work he's put in, the belief he has in himself, and the belief he has that he's going to beat the man across from him.
Has the defense gotten more aggressive on early downs with blitzes in recent weeks?
We're trying. It is all a game plan thing. It is what we're going against each week. But there are times when we feel as a defensive staff like when we're on the attack we're better, and we might get hit here or there once or twice, but we're going to get the ball down, we're going to line up again, and if we can create negative plays, it usually creates good drives for us. So yeah, we're trying to create negative plays on the 1st and 2nd down.
When I say Bryce Underwood, what do you think?
Talented, big, talented, fast, strong, can throw the ball everywhere, can run the ball everywhere. You got to contain him. If he gets out of the pocket, he's got a lot of tools he can use. So, you got to keep him contained, try and get pressure on him. At the end, he is a freshman, but he's a really good freshman. I think, high school is best one there was. Right? So you see that in his game. You see that in the way he's been able to carry himself demeanor-wise, the way he's able to run the offense. They do a lot of shifts and motions, a lot of different formations. Bring a guy in over here, okay, get him center, bring a guy in over here. So mentally you can see just on tape that he's got it. And then you look at the physical aspect of him and the run game, the pass game, and his ability to, like I said, get out of the pocket and use his feet and/or throw. He's an impressive athlete, especially for a freshman.
Last couple of weeks, we've heard guys tell us you would practice not drawing penalties, and then you go out and have 0 the other day. Was that the practice being on display in a game mode?
Yeah. I mean, it's discipline, though, right? It's stuff that we try and practice every single day. If you're a disciplined football player on defense, those penalties don't happen. When they show up in a game, Northwestern, the pass interference. When they show up in a game, I think there's a little more emphasis in practice of making sure you keep a watchful eye on it to make sure every time that maybe a guy gets his hands where they're not supposed to be, you remind them, hey, watch your hands, hey, this, that. And then, another thing was, our offsides, false starts on defense. Those are things that we can practice and drill in every day, so we have done that a whole lot. but it's more just being mindful of what we haven't done well and making sure that when we go out to practice, we fix those things. You know, it all comes back to being disciplined. But, you know, if we do something wrong in a game on a Saturday, we're going to do everything we can during the week to fix it. And so I think that's just, you've seen the result of that.